large parcels of land. We partner with them, and thereby we can allocate farmland to the women farmers and to the youth. So that aspect, I think we're thinking about that aspect. We've already commenced, so that we win them, as many people as possible, to come into cotton proliferate. So if government sits there and says, I want to generate 10 million jobs, how do you do that? Look at the CTG sector. And by the way, I'm an advocate not only for the CTG sector, for Nigeria, right? So I'm an advocate for even palm oil. I'm an advocate for rubber. These are commodities that have a large value chain. Point is that we do the raw production, which we must ensure that is sustainable and there's enough. So if we are able to feed, produce enough to feed our existing infrastructure, for instance, then exporting even the excess is no problem. But if you are able to produce significantly, then it's easier for the value chain to be revived. And when we say revive, for instance, can we say, to be deliberate, can we reduce the tariff of power specifically for CTG? So, look at what government is doing now through the African Development Bank. The idea is that it's joint services, so that it reduces the cost for individuals, So power will be provided, so you don't have to provide power yourself. So when we, look at it like that, then and policies, right? Currently, the Federal Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment is working on the CTG policy, which we hope would, be completed before the end of this administration, because that's a guide for the CTG sector. And let it be consistent. Let it be that the next government comes in and don't change nothing. Let's ride with it. Let's take it as far as possible. Because what we have decided about it today will not change significantly in 2 years' time. So let's run with it and see what it is. So deliberate effort to protect the sector, to ensure that this sector is brought back. Like I said, the power tariffs, like I said, the duty status. If we want to revive the textile now, there's a lot of modernization. Conducive environment also must be brought to bear.
So in essence, what you're saying is that the future of textile industry, textile garment, cotton is promising.
Oh yes, I believe so. I believe there's light at the end of the tunnel. Why am I saying this? What are industry players saying right now? They too are saying, look, perhaps, government has tried, right? Let's see how we can come together. Let's see how we can drive. That's why I said that word that you earlier mentioned, synergy, is key. The linkages must be there. So we're carrying ourselves along now and saying that, look, where do we even go and knock on the doors to have that assistance to jumpstart our process? Because we're commercial. It's about profit at the end of the day, right? But we need that jumpstart. And we need to be able to generate, like I said, a low-hanging fruit, for instance, is that if we continue to support production and the engineers are brought back, we can export our cotton because it's there. But then
other aspects we can learn from and also woo them to come in.
Unfortunately, there's no direct synergy at the moment.
Why is that?
Simply put, most of these countries believe that if they assist Nigeria, like we're talking of planting material, for instance, then we'll overtake them. We have oil, they don't have oil, It's the myth where they want to collaborate with us, they want to support us. They have this experience in research, in agronomy, and so on and so forth. So we are going to pursue that, and we see what sort of synergies we can build from that, on the back of that.
Laraba, your final question.
Where is the place of Nigeria in the cotton industry as regards exports? Are we exporting, and at what measure?
Okay, are you asking about cotton itself?
Yes, cotton itself.
We are exporting.
Okay.
Nigeria actually is exporting significant. Well, when I say significantly, more than what is utilized in country, because of the lack of capacity of the existing, infrastructure to consume. So we are exporting $64 million in 2022 to that tune. But then again, if you look at, you mentioned Mali, you've mentioned Burkina, even with the existing textile companies, I say, look, you know what, we must begin to think in that way, and that's, synergy with industry players, so that we know exactly what we need to retain, because we have to build our CTG sector back. We have to support ourselves. We have to support the value chain. End of the tunnel. Are we where we ought to be? Better placed? Yes. But look, I always say this. If you try one...
Look back from where we're coming from, then it will help pave way for where we... A lot of commitment that should be done by the right from. Then it will help pave way for where we... A lot of commitment that should be done by the right...